let's start with final thoughts with Colonel on this movie.
Oh, great. Final thoughts. Like I said,
Might as
overall,
well final thought it and score. Might as well.
All right. No, I thought it was a very well written, well acted, entertaining movie. I guess that's supposed to make you think, and they do a pretty good job of that. I guess. The only reason I say I guess is because, like I alluded to earlier, we talk about his mind-shattering facts. Again, I'm a mythology nerd. Like I said, I'm like, this is all common knowledge stuff. But unfortunately, I'm like, okay, he is making some good points, but it's just like, you know how you have those asshole atheists that just have to be assholes, let you know they're atheists? He's pretty much using those talking points. I'm like, okay, he's being a bit of a dick. Like, you know, like I said, if we're talking denominations, I guess I would have to say I'm agnostic because I'm not arrogant enough to believe I know the truth. I don't know. He definitely preached that he knew because he did all this research, But yeah, like I said, they really lost me at the sauce, switcheroo, and then coming back to life just to die again. That normal horror trope, but that wasn't too bad because it had to be used by somebody.
Yeah, it was predictable, but I mean it still was cool. It was satisfying. She fucking walloped that dude, man.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, it was like you gave me something really good and original. Then you gave me something very unoriginal. It just rubbed me the wrong way.
They didn't stick the landing. That's all. The rest of it's awesome.
And like I said, I mean, you had good points from both perspectives. That's why I kind of disagree with Crank a little bit when he said I can see where a lot of Christian, mostly religious people could be pissed off watching this movie. Yes, they could be. But also, like Crank said earlier, there's different point of views. You could walk away from this movie anyway. You can see it as anti-religion, pro-religion. It just works on so many levels. It's, at the end, it's come to your own conclusion, make your own story. Here's the information you're given, figure it out. Definitely worth a watch. I'm really not sure where I want to rank this because the score I want to give it, I think, is too low, but the score I'm going to give it is just, I think, slightly too high. But Crank likes to keep it pretty even. I'm going to give it an 8, even with the. Like I said, really, I think I should give it a 7.75 because I think it should lose at least a quarter point for the damn Saw switcheroo. But I won't. I'll give it an 8. Go see it. To me, it's not one I would own or probably watch again unless someone asked. Like a believer friend of mine said, "Hey, I heard about this movie. Let's go watch it." That's about the only way I'd go see this again.
FaZe, what about you? Give it a final thoughts and score.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. It did not stick its landing. That third act was definitely wonky.
It's okay. Sure. It's not horrible third act. It's just a little
I'm not quite sure what I would do differently quite yet, like how I would have maybe rewritten it, because the first two acts are very solid. I would just change it from there. And my mom made a point too after we were done watching it. Like, it could have ended a bit sooner. She would have preferred it to end when I don't even know the character's name, but the main guy, when he landed on Sister
Mr.
Paxton,
Reed.
And Mr. Reed, when he landed on her, basically died on her body. And
that could have been the end right there. You could have had the butterfly.
She was thinking it could have ended there. I didn't really like the butterfly. I thought that was cheesy.
Yeah, a little bit. I think the butterfly was needed.
It was a nice callback.
Because it vanishes, man. They're like, ha.
It vanishes.
She's crazy. She's fucked up.
She's bleeding out. She's going to hallucinate, man, I imagine.
Yep. She's hurt,
when a Wisconsinite says something is cheesy, it's cheesy. All right. But
good point.
That said, I really enjoyed it. I could see your point, Colonel. It kind of seeming like the asshole atheist point of view sort of thing, and that could be part of why I liked it a little bit, because that kind of, if I were 14 and watching this, I would have loved that aspect of it. You know what I mean? When I was on the edgy phase, so I get that. That said, I think we're going to match you on it with an 8 on this one. I'm surprised you're giving it as high of a score, because
I am too. I'll be honest. I was coming in tonight's show at a solid 7.
like Act 1 and 2 are probably a 9, but then the third act brings it down to an 8.
I'm gonna let Ziggy go last, so I'll take the score here. I walked out of this movie the first time enjoying it, but having questions. Like one, okay, I think I dozed the first time. Honestly, I tend to do that a lot. Honestly, my theater is really comfortable. I got the heated seats that recline back. You know, I get that heat on my back. It's just like, especially if I've eaten, I'm gonna doze off for like 5 minutes. But walking out of it the second time, I really, really enjoyed it. And if somebody wants to go with me later this week, I'll go see it a third time. As we've talked about before as well, I really enjoy religious horror. And this was a religious horror that, you know, didn't necessarily deal with popes and exorcists and demons. Yeah. And, you know, it was different in that respect. All three of the main actors were just fucking incredible. Hugh Grant was great. And they could have done something with Hugh Grant where he's all nice and calm and charming at the beginning, but then turns into a psychopath at the end. But I'm glad they didn't. He was still charming up until the very fucking end.
Oh, they were down there still. They were still trying to light the matches, and he's helping the old lady out. He's smiling at him like, "Yeah, be right back." You know.
Yeah, and he comes. He lights the match for him. Yeah, he lights the match for him. You know. So, you know, and the two girls that have to play, you know, this escalation of, you know, wonder and fear and desperation and like every scene. Yeah, panic. Every scene they're in is just slightly elevated from the last, you know? And the way they were able to handle that was very good. The set design was incredible, I thought. I love that it looks like a house, it looks like a small chapel, and then it looks like a fucking dungeon. Mm-hmm. You know? Man, I hate to mirror, you know, these other two that have already gone, but I'm going to go with an 8 as well. You know? So I don't know if this is going to be, I don't think this will be in my top 5, but it'll probably be in my top 10. Ziggy, do you concur or are you going to go lower or higher?
No, this is a great fucking movie, man. This is one of the better entries for 2024 for sure. It's a goddamn shame that this is going to get skipped for everything. No awards, nothing. You know, I'm sure the Chainsaw Awards will get a hold of it and get him something. Because
I was going to say it'd be nice if there was some kind of horror awards show that would actually, you know, recognize these kind of performances.
It may be time. I enjoyed it. I say that third act with this elaborate switching of bodies to pull off this prophet coming back to life. It was a little bit much for me. That's it, though. It's my only nudge of this whole movie, and it doesn't like take you out of the story. You know what I'm saying? Because it comes and goes, and it jumps right to the fucking climax from there. So it's not that bad of a distraction. Having said that, man, this is a great fucking movie. It's a great watch. You should see it. It's cool to see at home from your couch, or a theater. It doesn't matter. Turn the lights off and enjoy. I'm not going to go with the guys, though, man. I can't give it an 8. I'm going to go 7.5. It was 8.5 until that little bit of snafu at the end there.
Oh, bullshit.
That's all. Full point for the Saw switcheroo?
Yeah. Well, just the whole, it's a lot for me to.
Dude, how many Saw movies have you seen?
I understand this. This is the same as like Predator and like having to have a semi truck where the ammo for the scene that they're shooting. It's that kind of shit. You know what I mean? The setup is unbelievable for this kind of to pull this off. But having said that, it's still a great fucking story. But you know, hey, we all have our demons. There's none in this movie. Mine is 7.5 for it.
Well, there you go, guys. Highly recommend Heretic in theaters now. Tell them Death Curse Society sent you. Woo! 3 8s and a 7.5. That's
pretty good.
We haven't agreed like that in a while. Thanks to our members, our final girls and guys, Christy C-Phase, Lorena BD, who's in the room. What's up, BD? Alex and Robert, our Crazy Ralph's, Bell's Fancy Creations, Dr. Smiley, Raymond, and the whole damn Enchilada Pod. And, of course, our camp counselors, Adam, Corey, Christy, Luke, Jimmy and Rachel, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Chuck Schick, Dave, Patricia, Kristen, and JJ.